I changed my opinion on the Gypsy Rose situation in less than 24 hours. Let's talk about it. I used to stan her and be like, yes, queen, like every single one of you do. I watched the act. I felt so bad for her, and she's a hero and a victim and this, that, and the third. Not anymore, babe. Yes, she is a victim. She went through some up stuff that she never should have been through. She deserves to get out of that 100%. However, if you actually do some research and watch her interviews, she's not a good person. She's a master manipulator, and she learned by the best one there was, her mother. There's literally an interview where she's like, I learned to be the best liar with no conscience, no remorse, nothing, best manipulator from my mother. She learned all her tricks from her mother. If you watch her videos, anytime they ask about her ex-boyfriend, who her mom for her, just threw his whole entire life away, has life in prison, she's like, can't worry about that. Her PR team is working hard as fuck. She shuts down the conversation about Nick, redirects the question back to herself, and is like, I can't think about that for my healing and my this and my that, you know? Can't worry about him. I don't want to talk about him. Everyone kept saying, well, he has multiple personalities, which is true. He has the IQ of like a 10-year-old, which is true. Like, all of these things are true, but there's evidence that he kept telling Gypsy, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And she kept insisting that he does. She manipulated him. And I get there were repercussions when she ran away, like being tied to the bed that one time. However, I feel like there were other routes you could have taken. Like, you didn't want to speak out at your doctor's appointment or anything like that when you found out you could walk and you weren't allergic to sugar and all of these things. And you might be like, okay, well, Dee Dee was controlling, and she would explain it away. She's delusional. She has the brain of a child. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, but she had a laptop, though, that she was FaceTiming Nick on, going on all these Christian Mingle websites, had a Facebook. You couldn't write a letter to the police department or like anybody in the entire world that this is what's going on and explain, my mom is going to say that I don't know what I'm talking about, but all of these medical records are fabricated. I steal for her. I lie for her. She's been making me do this. I found out I don't have all these issues. Here's the proof. And now the media is glorifying her. And she is, again, yes, she is a victim. And that's very sad. The only reason that she is getting attention is because of her PR team. And a shitload of people are making a shitload of money. My fiance explained this to me and literally like switch flipped. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. If you disagree, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm not 100% sure if Dee Dee Blanchard ever actually abused Gypsy Rose. And hold on, keyboard warriors, stop your fingers, listen to the video and look at the evidence. Gypsy Rose was diagnosed with this chromosome disorder in 2011. I can't say the word because TikTok does not like it. I'll link the entire pamphlet in my bio so y'all can read about it. But this chromosome disorder quite literally explains every single thing that Gypsy had. Seizures, disturbance of the eye, heart problems, increased possibility of behavioral mental health, unusual facial features. On this page it says some people with this disorder needed a feeding tube. This is another girl who had the same exact disorder. Look at the similarities in the eyes, the nose, the face shape, the mouth. If you actually do research on this disorder, it talks about muscle weakness, and that's why Dee Dee had Gypsy in a wheelchair as a toddler. She needed it. However, Dee Dee is a scam artist, a con artist, and that's where she took it too far. In one of the ways, she kept Gypsy in the wheelchair longer than that was needed. Also, did y'all know that Dee Dee was never diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy? Gypsy spread this information after her mother's death. It was never proven, no diagnosis. But Gypsy was actually diagnosed in 2011 with that chromosome disorder. You cannot diagnose an unalived person, someone who is no longer on this earthly plane. Dee Dee was 1000% a scam artist, con artist, but was she a bad mother? She exaggerated and embellished everything that Gypsy had to gain money, attention, and free things. But that reminds me of someone else who is using Munchausen by proxy on someone who was never formally diagnosed to get free surgeries now and fame and status. Another common misconception is Gypsy had her salivary glands removed. They were reduced, not removed, because she had such a problem drooling. I believe that there are two sides to every story. Both the people that were there and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Too bad one of the people is not here to tell their side. And I know someone's gonna come in here and be like, but she was tied to the bed. Where's the proof in that? We are going and listening to someone that has constantly lied and been caught in their lies. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm saying there is no proof. All of the surgeries that this woman had have been explained. She didn't have any unnecessary surgeries. And if she did and it was medical malpractice, why would she not go after them and file medical malpractice? Why is there 0 lawsuits for that? There's no proof because it didn't happen. I really feel like this was the missing piece of the puzzle that we were all missing, because not a lot of things added up, not a lot of things made sense. But with this diagnosis, everything kind of falls into place, and that's why these videos keep getting taken down by TikTok. Nina, the beauty influencer, called me yesterday and shared this information with me. I did my research, and this is absolutely insane. If you want to go over to her YouTube, she has a full hour-long video talking about it. Where did you get this medical diagnosis? It was in Gypsy's medical records that Christy Blanchard gave to Fancy from the Good Wives Network, and that's why they villainized her, because she had the proof, the missing piece to the puzzle. Y'all can sit here and say that I'm obsessed, I'm being mean with this girl, but I formed an opinion based off real evidence and research. This woman is manipulating and scamming millions of people to gain some sort of fame, to gain money. She is worth millions off of fraud. How can y'all argue with that?
Because to me, I'm just another average bear.
Miss Gypsy Rose, you are not an average bear. You are a wolf in sheep's clothing. The majority of the people right now are just supporting her and putting Gypsy on a pedestal and in awe of her. Everyone is rooting for her. Everyone thinks that she's this amazing person with an amazing story. No, she knows exactly what she's doing, and she's manipulating millions of people. The ones that get it. The ones that don't. And I used to be a big fan and big supporter of Gypsy until me and my fiance had a conversation, and she made some very valid, eye-opening points, and I'm gonna put her account down below so y'all can go watch her videos and maybe it'll wake you up. But this is not some girl that should be idolized and put on a pedestal and just given all the glitz and glam, you know what I'm saying? This is a very manipulative woman, a very calculated woman, and again, she knows exactly what she's doing. And I made another video that is probably gonna get a lot of hate, but I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. Gypsy Rose is not America's sweetheart. She's the fucking villain, and this is her villain origin story. And y'all might hate me right now for saying this stuff, but something, I guarantee you, something in the future is going to come out. Something's not going to work out. Something's going to be brought to light, and y'all are going to be dumbfounded, baffled, bamboozled. But she's doing a great job on preying on y'all's sympathy and manipulating every single one of you. It's about money. It's about fame. It's about status. She talks about how she misses her mother so much all the time. Well, if that was the truth, Gypsy, you wouldn't have unalived her. Sorry, gotten someone else to unalive her, manipulated him, and then they locked him up and threw away the key. And anytime anyone asks you about him, oh, I can't talk about him, I can't worry about him, I need to worry about myself. Wow, there's so much empathy just radiating from you. Not. She's not a good person. And if you disagree, I mean, we can talk about it, but one day your eyes will be open. Gypsy Rose's Mother Day post, her little speech to her deceased mother, had me fucking choking, gagged, throwing up, shitting, pissing, all of the things. One of my favorite lines was, my mother would be proud of me for finally standing on my own 2 feet. Baby, she was the one keeping you down. I really don't think she would be. I like to think that my mother would be proud of me for all of my achievements in my life. The only reason why you're relevant is for unaliving your mother. I don't think that she would be happy that you're making all this money off her murder. She probably would have been thinking, damn, why didn't I do that? I don't know, makes me nauseous. She also goes into saying, I like to believe that she is in heaven looking down on me. I don't think that's where she is residing currently. I don't think that's her address, but I love that sentiment for you. And then she goes on to say that in heaven, God makes you perfect and takes away all your mental afflictions. And she believes that her mother, without all of her mental afflictions, is a good person. Honestly, I feel like her speaking on her mother on Mother's Day is a damned if you do and damned if you don't situation. Because if she said nothing and just thanked the other mother figures in her life, people would have been like, what about your mother? But I feel like you may have, in my opinion, taken it a little too far with some of the comments in the video. And to the people that are going to comment, why are you talking about her? You need to stop talking about her. Girl, in that specific video that she posted, she said it's fine. Talk your shit on your platform. I don't give a F. So I did, and I will. Gypsy Rose, I know you did not just come online and publicly attack Ryan for wanting to get rid of the dog that you got when you were together, when you literally got rid of your own mother. Like, who are you to judge? And not only that, you abandoned the dog with Ryan. You said, I don't want this fucking dog. You can keep him. I want to go play house with Ken and hop state to state from Louisiana to Vegas to California to New York. You didn't want the dog either, babe. And you made a dumbass comment like, if we had a child together, would you abandon the child the same way? Don't worry, these people are going to know exactly the kind of person you are soon. Bitch, please. You got rid of your mom and you got rid of the dog first. And I know you're just coming online with the petty drama to get back in the spotlight, back in the limelight, babe. Just go ahead and announce your pregnancy with Ken in 3 to 4 months, and it'll be right back on you. You're about to have a Lifetime reality show, special, whatever, come out in a couple months, and the light will be right back on you, babe. You're going to make your money. You're going to get the attention. You're going to have it all again. I know that you starting these TikTok beefs with people is just your attempt at staying relevant, but babe, you are plenty relevant. Don't worry. You're going to get all the attention, all the money, all the fame. You got it. It's coming. Not Gypsy Rose completely invalidating people with special needs in her comment section and then deleting the video because of the backlash. I think now I can understand why she doesn't respond or answer the most common questions asked in her interviews, and it's because everything that comes out of her mouth is offensive unless she's coached on it. And you can always tell whenever her PR team has a meeting because she hops straight online to talk about how she's going to be an advocate in the future, but has still done nothing to actually be an advocate other than putting the word advocate in her bio. And meanwhile, she's still profiting from her mother's unaliving. In the video, she talks about how she's going to be an advocate. She posted it on YouTube. Someone in the comment section said, here's a great cause you could be an advocate for, the exploitation of adults with special needs. And this is what she replied. Pause to read. And I don't know about y'all, but my personal favorite part is where she said, I support people that actually have real disabilities, that they can't even function in a normal society without guidance, so much that they can't even speak because they are so challenged. Obviously, it is speculated that the original person who commented was talking about Nick. So by this, Gypsy was also referencing Nick. So by your wording, I support people that actually have real disabilities. So you're saying that people with autism don't have real disabilities? That's funny because the actual definition of autism is a neurological developmental disability. And I didn't know that you were all of a sudden a medical professional or a disability examiner. But good for you. Go ahead and put that on your resume next to accomplice, master manipulator, and mastermind. You can pause to read this as well, but my favorite part of this is that's who you want to set free, but that doesn't sound like an innocent, autistic little buttercup to me. And I've got to stop supporting her and putting her on a pedestal. I'm genuinely curious.